Welcome back to Quiet Money Podcast, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned, we're coming up next. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Quiet Money Podcast. I'm your host, Dex. Quiet Money Podcast, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. As always, I got my beautiful, my amazing, my gorgeous, my real, my everything, my friend, my wife, the mother of my 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. What's up, man?
Hi. I'm Randi, the co-host of Quiet Money Podcast.
Hey, let me tell you today, first of all, before we even get into anything, right? I just need to tell you thank you for being an amazing mother to our kids. I don't appreciate you enough. I had the kids today. I had the 3 boys today from about 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning to about 1:30. It's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. It's a lot of things these mothers are doing that you don't give them a lot of credit for. And one of those things is just keeping the peace in the household, keeping it tranquil, keeping everybody happy. You know what I mean? And I just had to do so much in so little bit of time that the appreciation for you is through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Before I get into all that, you know what I mean? For anybody who ain't tapped into our show before, Quiet Money Podcast, number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Why are we here? Because we want to create a platform to go through the ups and downs of life together. There's a lot you can learn from me and Randy, but it's a lot that we can learn from you too. And life is hard. Life has a lot of good times in it, a lot of great times, but a lot of tough times too. And how do you navigate these things? You know, how do you go through life up and down? You got to go through it with other people. You got to learn from other people. A lot of us go through similar things, different things. And in our show, we want you to be a part of figuring this thing out and learning from us, but we want to learn from you too, right, Ben?
Yeah.
Well, how was your weekend? Look like you got something on your head.
Man.
What's up? Because you don't feel the usual inspired today.
I know.
So I need you to get it out. You know what I mean? What's up?
I just had some realizations with my mindset. In some areas it's strong and in other areas it's weak. And I've just been sitting on that. So I went to the gym this week. And if you guys don't know, Dexter and I got a gym membership. So
well, you got a gym membership. Because I've had a gym membership. The real story is I know y'all can relate to this, but I had a gym membership, had some little payment delays, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm welcome back there on my end. So Randy hooked me up and she got a membership that I could take along as a guest.
He's my permanent guest.
I'm a permanent guest because I can't get my own account. You know what I mean? So thank you.
Why you let that fall behind like that?
I could give you an excuse, but you know what I mean? Just being all over the place in my life and not committing to things and, you know, jumping into something without the right mindset. And I didn't commit to it and bad habits, bad money management, a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Because the gym membership is like $40 a month. So I shouldn't be earning nobody nothing. But I didn't prioritize it. I stopped paying it. And then when you stop paying something, you continue to stop paying it. And then before you know it, you ain't welcome back. And that's how I got here. You know what I mean? But anyway, talk about the membership. Okay. Yeah, let's get to the positive.
Okay, so I decided to switch things up a little bit because I want to see some change in my physical appearance. And even though I work out frequently, my workout, and I have been working out with a personal trainer, but I wanted to do something different because I'm not seeing the results that I want to. And I know it's because of me. Like nobody can make me do anything. So I could work out every single day if I wanted to. But if I'm not doing the other things that have been recommended that I do, eating right and stuff, I'm not going to see a difference. So I was thinking about that and wanted to create a lifestyle of working out and just being more athletic, period. I want to age well. And I've talked about this before here.
Right.
So we got our gym membership. We went pretty much every day last week when we started, which is good. So with this membership, I get a free personal training consultation. And it was just very eye-opening because the trainer, he talked to me from a very scientific way, breaking down weight loss, women after 40, problem areas, things that I should be doing. And he was talking in a general sense. But one of the things he said was, he said, how often could you come in here? type of like, how often can you come in here? I'm like, I live right next door. I can come every day if I wanted to. And he's like, okay, and for how long? I said a minimum 30 minutes.
Right.
Like, I know I can do that. And he was like, okay. He said, but you told me you've only been working out once a week for 30 minutes with a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah. And he's like, why? If you just told me you could work out every single day. And I'm like, well, so I started thinking, and I'm all over the place. Well, because because when I look at myself and I look at other people,
right,
you know, and he's like, don't bring other people into it, the people that you see, because 90% of Americans are overweight. So don't compare yourself to the people that you see. Like, you can see somebody skinny, it doesn't mean that they're healthy.
Exactly. So you comparing something that you don't even want to be anyway.
Exactly.
And it don't mean that you're doing good just because you're not as bad as somebody else person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got you.
So he had me ponder on a time where I felt most fit. And he was like, how long have you been trying to lose weight? And he's like, and I said, my whole life. Is that an answer in this questionnaire? So anyway, he said some things. But one of the things that he said, because I told him, I was like, I don't remember a time ever being skinny.
Right.
And he was talking about body fat and all that stuff. And he was like, is it possible that you've been unhealthy your whole life? And I was like, is that possible? You know. But anyway, long story short, we did the body mass index, broke down my weight, body fat. And then he had me do, so even though I've been working out, right? He was like, some of these muscles are asleep. So he had me do it, some like an assessment. And it was a few exercises, but it was this one, like he put me in a position to do a push-up. But instead of having my hands like up here, he put them down kind of like above my waist, but lower.
Okay.
And he's like, I want you to push up like this. And he was like, don't stop until your body gives out. Not when your mind gives out, because your mind's going to tell you can't do it. But when your body gives out, well.
but did you stop when your body gave out, or did you stop?
I didn't think I gave out.
Okay.
When my mind said I couldn't do it. But I did. And the only reason I know is because he was like, I know you can actually do this, because it was like the regular manly one. And he said I had almost completed it. So he modified it. And I completed 2 of the modifieds. My arms were burning. And he was like, I could tell that you could have done more, but you didn't believe you could do more. And I was like, well, so he took me to the next exercise. And the next exercise was a wall sit. And he was like, I want you to sit on that wall until your body gives out, not when your mind gives out. Okay. I was like, all right. So I sit on the wall. He give me in the right position.
Right.
Do my arms like this, and I just sit there. And he's like, your legs gonna start shaking. He's like, I don't care what happens. Do not give out.
Don't you hate that when your body starts shaking?
Man, I was on that one.
You know them muscles, you ain't used them in so long because they be screaming at you like, please stop.
And that's what happened, because I wanted to give up. I'm like, okay, that's enough. But I was like, no. He's like, it's lava on the floor. And I'm slowly sliding down the wall, legs shaking, burning. And then I finally hit the ground. And that's when I realized that from the prior exercise, from the push-ups, I was like, dang. I was like, I didn't see what he's saying. Like, I didn't do it until my body gave out. It's a barrier in my mind. So he says, your mindset is weak. You can do a lot more than you think. And I just been thinking about that this was actually yesterday. So I've been thinking about it all night long about where else is my mind weak? And now I can kind of identify. So when it comes to me reaching my goals, I don't actually see myself reaching them. Like, I believe I can reach them, but there's something there that limits me.
Right.
So I wanna work on our mindset.
Okay.
So
I feel you.
I'd like to challenge you too.
What to do at this wall sit?
No, but
my mindset.
Your mindset.
My mindset ain't always. Hey, look, this week I don't want to just jump over you or whatever, but this week mindset has been one of them things where I'm been all over the place.
Yeah,
I'm in all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if anybody can relate, but like sometimes you have a week, it's a real good week. Sometimes it's been a real bad week. And sometimes you have a mix, a week where it's like a complete mix, where it's like all ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? You're at your highest of highs, then you find yourself at your lowest of lows. And it could be multiple times within a day. And that's the kind of week that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? It's been a tough week, but it's also been a really, really good week. You know what I mean? I've had some work challenges. I've had some successes at work. You know what I mean? I've did some things with the business. We did some things to try to invest. I think it's investing season right now. We can talk about that.
We should talk about that.
We are about to talk about that. You know what I mean?
Some mixed feelings going on.
Well, I heard about that. You know what I'm saying? But like this week has been all over the place for me. And I think mindset is one of those things where like for the longest while, I used to just hear that word and just think it was a gimmick. Because when I go on Instagram and everything, and I see people talking about change your mindset, I never see them really follow up with like tangible things on what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like after you shift it, like how do you go become successful at business? How do I go roll up this idea that I have? How do I go, like what your boy told you, and actually go lose weight, not just change my mindset about working out. All right, well, what do I do now to consistently work out? Because mindset, as good as it is to change your mindset, you kind of got to change it all the time. Because it don't always, like you change it, you got a positive mindset. Don't just sit there. Something else can happen in your life, and then all of a sudden you're rocked.
Well, you got to feed it.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, what you mean by that?
You have to feed it. Like you have to change the things that you're doing or the things that you're listening to. That's what I do.
All right. Well, break it down then, because it's not just a mindset shift.
Right.
How do you keep that mindset is changing some of the decisions you're making and those kind of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a good example when it comes to starting out with the gym. Anybody that's listening to this, like mindset is really, really important because if your mind is gone, your body and everything else, it just kind of follows it. You know what I'm saying? So it really is like the triggering thing as to if you want to go one way or the other. It's like the brain. The brain tells you your arm to lift up. The brain tells you to breathe. Like everything comes from the brain. It's like the computer. So if the computer's trash, the computer's fried, the computer's got a virus in it, then it's hard to go with the body and be this person that works out or be this person that, you know, does the things that's best for you if your mind is not right. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter how strong you are, how fast you are, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? The mindset's important. But this week, one of the highs was getting back to the gym for me. And for anybody else, take some advice. It sounds real simple, but ask yourself this question. When's the last time you took yourself for a walk? Something as simple as that. Forget the working out, wall sitting, all of that. But like you're sitting at your computer working all day. You're talking to your girlfriend, your wife all the time, dealing with your kids, whatever the case is. When's the last time you say, you know what? Give me 30 minutes. I'm going to just go for a walk by myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And see what happens to you when you're on that walk. We got back in the gym. I was having a hard week to start. My back was hurting. Was messing with my mental. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really know how to get out of it. And I still ain't really got out of it. But I wasn't at my 100% optimum self and how I was feeling physically. You know what I mean? And that was impacting me mentally a lot. Still is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to feel great and love yourself when you ain't got no adversity. It's easy. I know that.
And everything's working.
And everything's beautiful. You feel mindset's good. You're feeling good. But what does that really mean is as soon as you got some challenges, it changes, right? But what you did for me, let me be your guest on your account. Appreciate that. But I went for a walk. We went to the gym. All I did was walk on the treadmill 30 minutes. As soon as I got off, the rest of my day was way better than the last couple days I had.
And you slept that night.
Way better. And all I didn't go out there and bench, 300 pounds and do any wall sits or nothing like that. But I started my day with a walk like that. You know what I'm saying? Totally different experience than them days I start where I hop right on the computer. Or I hop straight to that cup of coffee and start doing some work. You know what I'm saying? Or I hop straight to that stressful conversation with a family member or a friend. You know what I'm saying? It's like you wake up and your battery is sometimes not even 100% charged, and you just start letting situations in life start depleting it without charging it up. And I feel like that morning when we did that walk, it like reignited something in me where it gave me a quick little charge. And I took it on the day. So I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And we went back again.
Went back again.
And I didn't even really work out. All I did for 30 minutes was shoot basketball. They got a basketball court in the gym. So I sat around shooting hoops, shooting basketball, sweated a little bit. Nothing too crazy. But once again, doing that before work changed the way that I received work. It changed the way that I receive the people that I work with. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you be thinking it's other people. You be thinking it's the situation, and it's not. It's because you didn't show up ready to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you show up ready to deal with it? It ain't just having the education, the money. Sometimes it's having the right mindset, being in the right space to be able to receive the conversation, the hurdles of the day. Like, it's a lot in the day. You know what I'm saying? So that did a lot for me. And the days that we did it was a big difference. You know what I'm saying? I hope we keep doing it. But I want to get back to when he said you could have did more when it comes to the mindset. He was saying you could have did more and how you was comparing yourself to people.
Yeah.
We feel good, and it's a human nature, but we feel good as long as we ain't as bad as somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that don't mean that we're ever good.
Exactly.
We're never good.
Yeah.
We're just not as bad as somebody else. So if we really weren't worrying about other people, then we could actually live truly that quiet money type way and figure out what do we really want for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And like, what does that look like? And that's what we've been talking about a lot more. It's like, what do we really want for ourselves? And what does it look like? What does it take to get there? And with them conversations, we'll realize how far off we are. Right? Real talk. We'll realize like, dang, like, let me not look at the fact that I've got clients and I got my own business and I brought my wife in from work and you know what I'm saying? And we'll change system. Like, all right, but like, where do we want to be? What do we really want out of our life? What do we want to leave for our kids? You know what I'm saying? What do we want to look like physically? Like, how do we want to age? All these things
we
are coming up. Everything.
We hit
you know
that
what I'm
too,
saying? And it's like, dang, I'm not close.
I'm not.
Crazy.
And I like when I realized that I wasn't pushing myself, like I almost cried.
Serious?
Yes, I almost cried. Like, you know how you get that lump in your throat?
I do.
I wasn't quite there, but I felt the disappointment in myself, but I was so happy because he woke me up. He woke me up. So
he did. You're waking me up with that.
I know. I want you to go for a consultation.
No, I do.
I want you to go. And I did sign up for the personal training too, which defeats the whole reason that I got the gym membership. But I'm like, and he said, the thing with you is, he said, you've had no sense of urgency because you've been comparing yourself to everybody else. And, you know, I work out here, there, and there. But you said you have no sense of urgency. And all I could do is say, well, dang, you're right. I have not. I've even said it on here. Well, at least I work out once a week. It holds me accountable. At least I know I'm going to get that in. But why is that? That's not me. And if it is me, I can do better than that. I don't like that.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, we're supposed to be living to our fullest potential.
But we ain't.
Randy, what you doing?
Right.
You're slipping.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, you might be in the same space in your life and we want to hear from you. Like, but you might be doing well, you might be doing things, but if you really think about it, are you pushing yourself to your max? You know what I'm saying? Are you taking the most out of every opportunity in your life to be the best that you can? Or are you being like Randy maybe and doing one workout a week because it feels better than doing nothing? Are you being like Randy where, you know, you're looking in the mirror, you're like, hey, I ain't looking perfect, but I look 90% better than anybody else my age. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of stuff can lift you up, but it doesn't change what you feel on the inside. And it doesn't prevent you from being close to tears when somebody calls you out on it objectively.
Yeah.
Because you could.
But
and
see,
you can see it. You feel me?
But that's so important, and why it's so important to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because he could have said anything else and tried to sell me, but like he really made me look at myself.
So now what we gonna do about it? Because we can't let, and you know, this happens where we have little defining moments and human nature comes in where, you know, we're habitual creatures. So like, it don't matter what you learn. You could get the greatest advice in the world. You can go to a conference and be pumped up like you've never been pumped up before. You can go meet somebody on the street and they give you the word that you've always been looking for. But then you got to go back home. You got to execute it. You got to be diligent with it. And you got to go through the ups and downs of the days you don't feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk more about what you said and changing some of the things you're doing to be able. What do you think you'd have to actually change to be able to not be that person that's just going to do one workout a week or whatever it is in your life? Like what's some of the things you think you might have to change to like match now that you know, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm going to have to do it with you, be married. So I know everything is going to impact me too. You know what I'm saying? It is.
Not because you be leaving me hanging. Okay.
I'm not leaving you hanging.
On the meals though.
I'm not leaving you hanging.
On
We're
the
having a
meals.
conversation.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to have to change the way I eat.
All right.
Probably going to do I know I'm going to have to actually do some meal prep. I'm going to have to do the things I don't want to do, the things that make me uncomfortable. I have to put my money where my mouth is. I have to take it serious. I have to learn how to say no. No to the McDonald's freaking coffee. No to the Dunkin' Donuts coffee and donuts. Like those small little, let me just get a little soda. Like that stuff has got to stop. Okay. Have to be different.
I feel you. But you say you don't think I'm going to leave you hanging, but I bought you in food today.
Yep.
And instead of, I went out to the restaurant with the kid. I had a great experience. So I took my Randy was working this morning. As I said, she was working for about 6 hours. And I could not find a way to keep all the kids together at home for 6 hours. Let me tell you what happened before I jump into this. Within 3 hours of having the kids at home, I got the baby crying crazy. I got these guys fighting over basketball. Who's shooting the ball first, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? I got these guys wanting to go this place, that place. 1 minute we're getting Dave and Buster's. 1 minute we're getting out to the diner. 1 minute we don't want to go nowhere. 1 minute they're complaining about having to walk the dog. Then all of a sudden the baby's throwing off stuff off the freaking table, dropping it on the ground. You know what I'm saying? But I hadn't even experienced anything yet. I go upstairs and I tell these guys, listen, I need to use the bathroom real quick. All right, real quick. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I go upstairs, do what I'm going to do, and I come back and I see the baby playing with the dog's cage or whatever, which I don't like because I don't want the dog to go try to bite him or figure out, it's a baby. I don't want the dog, messing with his house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, let me go see what's going on. The baby lays down, and I realize that the baby's laying in some water. So I got upset with the kids. You know what I mean? I'm like, why you guys didn't wipe up this water? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was water there earlier. We wiped it up. And I'm like, no. The baby is literally laying in a pool of water. Come to find out the dog peed on the floor. I went crazy often because my baby is sitting there lying in pee while these guys are in the room right next to him watching Michael Jackson videos. Ain't seeing nothing. And I just kind of lost it. And I was like, I need to get out of here. So I took him out to the restaurant, you know what I mean?
So did that help you? Because it's raining cats and dogs outside.
It don't matter. It didn't matter if it was thunder, hurricane, anything. Unless it was a tornado, we was getting outside the house because I needed to breathe. I couldn't breathe. I was like, you know what? I need to go. I need to get out of here. It was about 11 and you got off at 1:30, I thought. Mm-hmm. All I had to do was make it to 1:30, but I wasn't going to make it. You know what I'm saying? So I said, listen, man, let me change the way I'm feeling and make a positive of it. And you know what? It's like the best thing I did. Because with that mindset shift, even what you're saying, I'm had a tough week up and down. I needed to do something also to feel better about myself. I needed to do something where I weren't focusing on the fact my body's hurting a little bit. I needed to do something where I wasn't focusing on all the stress of trying to keep these guys together. So I got everybody ready, put them in the car, took them out to eat. That little thing right there, had my stepdaddy come, and we sat there, we ate, and they're laughing and they're having fun, and it's like a totally different energy shift. And just like that, my 75% battery is now getting 76, 77, 78. And now I came back here and took a nap. I did take a nap because I had something to eat. You know what I'm saying? But that little thing, just like walking, was like a quick little recharge of my battery that I needed. You know what I'm saying? To give me a reminder of like, even through all the tough times of trying to keep these guys together, I'm blessed beyond measure because I got 3 healthy, beautiful sons that love to be with each other. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that a kid will tell you is what real happiness looks like. You just look them right in their eyes. There's no, it's a beautiful thing because there's no hidden agendas. There's no selfishness. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this out of you. It's just genuine. I'm happy in this moment with you. And I'm driving on the road and I got the Michael Jackson glasses on and everything. And we're listening to music and my soul is being recharged. You feel me? So I could come back home and do some of the things I got to do. So just like that, if I would have stayed home, I wouldn't have gotten anything positive out of this experience of watching these guys. And a lot of people that's got kids, they might realize this, like it's tough. But if you stay in the house or if you stay in that moment all day, all weekend long, you can end up with, I'm just had a hard weekend trying to keep these kids from jumping on each other. And that's all that you walk away with. But I walk away with that story. But now I can tell you that story real quick and laugh because it all got changed just by taking these guys out to eat and seeing how happy they were. And that's the positive side of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I needed that. Sorry that you didn't get to come. You know what I'm saying?
No, I wasn't mad. I was busy.
You was busy. You know what I mean? You've been busy. You know
I've been busy.
You've been busy.
I've been busy.
But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this mindset shift, tell you another and give you guys some more details. Like, I have been for like 2 months, real quick. I don't know what happened, but like, I went outside one day, and I'll talk about it a little bit, but I went outside one day, and sometimes this could happen to you in your life, and I didn't even know I was going to tell you about this, but I'll tell you this on some real stuff, because I'll show it's real like that. But life could turn on its head unannounced, just like that, with no warning or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So here I am, healthy, feeling amazing. I go outside, walk the dog one day, and then I came back, and all of a sudden my back hurt. And it hurt so bad. And I can't tell you to this day what I did. Nothing. But it hurt so bad. You know what I'm saying? And since then, it ain't been like 100%. And sometimes in your life, I'm so glad I'm on this podcast today, because I'm about to like console myself. But sometimes in your life, it don't just be something difficult that happened to you. It might leave you in a state where you don't feel like you're the best version of yourself. And what do you do when that lasts more than a day, more than 2 days, more than a week, more than a month? When you look in the mirror and you're like, I don't feel, or I'm not the greatest like I used to be, or I'm not my optimum self right now, but I still got to go forward. You know what I'm saying? I still got to be excited about the day. I still got to find time for my wife. I still got to do my business. I still got to do my podcast. I still got to work. I still got to coach. It's easy to do all of that when I'm feeling top. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not, and it continues to last over, it messes with you. It really messes with your mental, because you just want to turn the switch and get back to what you used to be. You want to turn and have this burden that's in your life disappear. But not every burden disappears quickly. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your burdens slowly get better over a long period of time. And sometimes it's a short period of time. But I've been in this thing where it's not bad, it's just not right. And it's messing with me a lot. And I went to some bad places this week that you've been trying to get me out of. I've been online. I've been doing researches. If you ever got back pain or any type of pain, like, go to the doctor, like Randy's told me, or anything you're going through. The worst thing you could do is Google search. You know what I'm saying? Because it will tell you that it could be anything from a range of nothing to life is over. You know what I'm saying? And I was up in the middle of the night crying over something I read over the internet. You know what I'm saying? And why is that? I'm a man. I got tears in my eyes 2:00 in the morning out of fear, out of worry. You know what I'm saying? Out of the uncertainty. And there's nothing been factually shown for me to worry at all, besides that I'm not optimum right now. But I went digging, and it takes you to a bad place. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back. I'm feeling a bit better. You know what I'm saying? And I know that when you talk about mindset, my mindset is not strong enough to go through adversities. And I realize that. You know what I'm saying? I realize that my mindset, I need to shift and have even more belief in myself, and have a more of a positive outlook on things, not just when they're going well, but even when they're done. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody could do that. Give you an example of something that I couldn't do that I saw. You know, Kobe Bryant's my biggest fan, and I'm the biggest fan and all that. But I was watching a clip of his, and I'll get back. I'm going off, you know. But I was watching. I want to tell y'all this. Your boy tours Achilles. Anybody watch basketball know that he tours Achilles. And he was in the locker room, and they were interviewing him, and he already was starting to talk about, he was showing his human side. He's a human, but he was really showing his human side, because they were asking him, you know, how do you feel about this? Do you think you'll ever, you know, be able to be the same? First thing he said was like, I already could hear the critics. He was like, I already could hear the people saying somebody my age that gets injured like this will come back and never be the same. He says, I can already hear it, and it's pissing me off. And he was like, but I could feel it fueling me already. That really stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Because my mindset is not right. These things, they can be fuel to me as opposed to taking me down.
Defeat.
You see what I'm saying? They can be fuel. So when you go through these things in your life and you have challenges and things don't go well, what do they become to you? You know what I'm saying? Do they become weights that hold you down, or do they become fuel for you to become better than you ever were before? And that's really, really hard to do. That's really, really hard to do. But I do want to find a way to be able to do that. And I don't know how. I know that we're going to keep working through it, but I do want to find a way to let it fuel me, because one thing you said, which was scary, but real, but you said the other day, you was like, you have no reason to feel, think how bad you're going to use. Like, you're tripping. Remember that day?
Mm-hmm.
You was like, you're tripping. But you was like, you do realize that one day, one of us is going to get some bad news, right? You said that.
I did.
And I don't know why you said that, but that let me know that what's happening with me ain't got nothing to do with my back, yo. Nothing. It's me, my spirit, my mindset in life overall, because I'm not really ready to be knocked down and get back up, yo. I'm not, because it might have been not a low back thing or whatever. It could be something else. But am I going to be able to be ready to respond with the right mindset when that happens? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I think there's a lot of people out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But truthfully, and it's not to be morbid, but like, we are going to get some type of bad news in our life one day. You know what I'm saying? We don't live forever. We're not young forever. We're not super athletic forever. We're not always happy. You know what I'm saying? We don't always have our loved ones around us forever. We don't always have the same relationships stay the same way forever. So if you live a long time, your life's a little bit bad news. It's a little bit bad news. Just like my day today. There's 5 hours up, down, good and bad. I got to get more prepared for my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to live a long one. And it's bad. I've been through bad news. And I look back at my life, and a lot of times when these bad news things happen, they knock me down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's took me a long time to get up. A long time to get up. Because it really knocks you down sometimes. And it may not be health. It could be anything. But it will knock you down. But you got to be prepared for the things that you know could be coming or not coming. Because you're going to have them tough times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got you, that I can often, not all the time, but I can often talk to you. And it's okay to get some tough love too. I think you gave me some tough love this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you, I was waiting, a lot of times when we're going through stuff, we go to somebody or we go to a friend or whatever, and we want that person to go there with us. And sometimes if somebody really loves you, they're not going to go to that place that they don't want you to be at, that you shouldn't be at. But
you know why though?
Why?
Because I've gone there with you before, and there's no benefit to it. Like, you'll be like, just listen to what I'm saying, and I'll let you go there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing. Like, it is hard for you to bounce back sometimes.
It's real hard.
So now I've decided, like, executive decision, I'm not going there. I'll see where you are, but I can't sit there with you. I can't let you do that to yourself.
I know, but guess what else you said to me?
What did I say?
Guess what else you said to me? You know what I'm saying? You said, I looked at you and I tried to get you good, and I was like, what if I got the worst news possible? And it was something super serious. And you just consoled me, and you was just like, well, we would go through it together, just like everything. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, these things I read on the internet, people die from stuff like this. Like, and you was like, and I don't know why you said it, but you was like, not you. You're like, you're blessed. We're blessed. And I'll be here every step of the way. And your strength, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I really do, because I needed that. And you didn't go there with me like, the world is over. You went there like, all right, let's say it is the worst news in the world. I'm ready to battle this with you. And that just gave me like new life. You know what I'm saying? And it may not be many people in your life. It may not be anybody in your life. It might just be this podcast you're hearing. It might just be a community like this show that you could be a part of. But how many people in your life you really got that could come up and be like, I'm going to be there with you, even if it's the worst thing in the world. And if you got somebody like that, hold on to them for sure, because that's a beautiful thing. And I know you meant that. I appreciate that.
I do. And it's part of the vows, for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm.
I meant my vows when I said them. So
I'm not mine.
Yeah, I'm not saying you did it. I'm just, I know.
Hey, but I needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But hey, look, mindset, take away from all that is mindset's a real thing. And it's something that you do have to work on. And it drives everything in your life and how you do things, how you receive things and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's the mindset that you have. You know what I mean? I made this joke before, but like your mind can make you receive things so differently just based on how you're looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm used this example before, but like me and you, we have our understanding, we have trust in our situation. So if I call you and I don't hear from you, you don't call me back for 7 hours or something, there's no missing piece besides like, yo, where's she at? What's she up to? She must be busy. But there's somebody else that's got a whole different mindset, a whole different experience where you need to be picking up that phone. Mm-hmm. What is going on? I feel uncertain. I feel like something bad could be happening. But the facts are the same. It's not always the facts. And you hear these things, but it's not necessarily just what happens to you. It is how you respond to it. And it's not the facts of the situation. It's how you respond to it, how you come ready to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, the tough times in life are not just unique to you. Everybody gets them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets them. And there's somebody right now that's on the side of the street with no money, no house, probably on drugs, and had the same circumstances happening to them to somebody who made it out and became a millionaire. The same story, the same facts, just a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? So we going to keep working on our mindset. If any of y'all listen to this, hey, shoot us some ideas. How do you guys work on your mindset? And I don't want to just hear some chants and affirmations and all that. I'm good with the getting it right when you're feeling good in the beginning. I'm talking about tailoring it and adjusting it as you go through the ups and downs of life. As you sit there and you work out all week and you don't lose a pound. Or as you sit there and you think you're doing something and then you see a friend of yours look 10 times better than you. Or you sit there and you're feeling good about yourself and then you go get fired from your job. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're the boss. Everybody likes you. And then all of a sudden you ain't got a job no more. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you got the finest wife in the world and everybody's jealous of you. And all of a sudden your wife is doing something she don't need to be doing with somebody she don't need to be doing it with. You know what I'm saying? And what does that do to you in regards to your mindset and how you feel about yourself? And sometimes you'll realize that the way you feel about yourself, is it authentic or not? Or is it being driven by what other people think about you? You know what I'm saying? Getting that real self-love is hard. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that has been really great this week, I tell you that our week has been, at least my week was a whole mix of like really, really good and really, really tough times. But the theme that came out of this week was like investing season. Investing season. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good to be in investing season. It's scary though, but it's really like right in front of my face that we're in investing season. And one of the things we did in regards to investing season is invest more in our business. Businesses, but we can talk about one at a time. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to our actual business, it's time to invest. We had you had a consultation. I jumped into it and all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But Randi had a consultation for a service that she wanted to roll out. Mm-hmm. And I want you to talk about that. And then that lady asked some really, really good questions during that conversation.
Yeah, and Dexter crashed that jump.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about investing season when it comes to the business. You know what I'm saying? What did we do this week?
Like
with the lady that we had the consultation with.
Oh, she's going to help us streamline potential advisory clients.
All right, you see the difference between me and Randi? You see the difference, right? Randi just go right to it. She didn't give you no background, no concept. Well, I'll take it out.
So look, you're a better storyteller, so go ahead.
No, I just take a long time.
Well, we got time.
But look, real talk. All right, so look, Randi, like we've been talking about in other episodes, Randi has opened the door and opened my mindset, which is a beautiful thing. It's helped us elevate, but she's unlocked my mindset in regards to humbling myself and taking help from other people. You know, and the same thing like with our podcast, like you don't have to do it all on your own. This journey, other people's been on it, other people's going through it. So if you're doing things 100% on your own, you're not even tapping into all these resources that are out there. And truthfully, there's some people that do what you do and might do it better than you.
Been doing it for a while.
Been doing it longer than you. Can see you in a different way that you don't even see yourself, right? So Randy's talking about packaging up her tax plan service that she wants to throw out, you know what I mean? And she's put a price point on it, and she really wants to specialize it and give the highest quality value to people when it comes to tax planning. So not at the end of the year getting your taxes done, but like really planning for the best tax situation, you know what I mean? Forward thinking type stuff, advisory type stuff specific to taxes, right? So she sets up this call with somebody to kind of help her roll it out.
Yeah, and I've worked with her before. She helped me roll out my tax course,
which was really good.
It was good. I might need to run that back.
You do.
You think
people? So? It's something that you did early, but now that we're even more established in our business, I think you roll it back out because now you have the credential and experience and exposure to different, like the right clients, where it will take off in a different way. Like people will appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? It actually fits better with the brand that we have now, because that was a top, to my opinion, tax course. But if you think about it, when you rolled it out, every single client that we already had would have never bought it.
Correct.
Crazy, right? Correct. They would have never bought it. They wouldn't even appreciated the price point.
Right.
So that was almost like your first leap into what you really wanted to be, but everything you was doing in your day-to-day job didn't even match it. But now I feel like that's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, to get your story. So the lady is sitting there and she's talking to Randy about rolling out this tax course and stuff like that. And then she started talking about, our existing advisory service. And then all of a sudden I had to jump in because I had all of these thoughts and questions, right? And the first thing, one of the things she asked was like, why do you need me? I don't know if you remember that question. She was like, why don't you just do it on your own? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I wasn't expecting that question for real. But when she said that, I felt you humbly say, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? You've been more comfortable saying that.
I say you be resistant.
I don't like saying that because I look at it as a sign of weakness, but it's not. I don't know how to do it. She was like, why don't you go get more leads? Why don't you go get more clients? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to do it the right way. I don't know how to go about and get all of the clients I want to advertise. I'm trying different things. We're paying for advertising. That hasn't worked. You know what I'm saying? And now we've rebranded our business. We love this new service. Why are we not just like you working out? Why are we not aggressively out there trying to get more and more clients and feed it into this thing, even though we talk about that all the time? You know what I'm saying? I had to think about it, and I'm like, well, I actually don't know how to do it. And then she started talking about some things about what her company does and like lead generation and how much they reach out to people every single day. I don't do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't even see myself doing what her company can do. But the beautiful thing is that I don't have to. That's what her company does. Let me sit back and appreciate the value and pay for it.
Pay for the solution.
For what she does. And I know that it's going to fit right into what we're trying to do. And if I sat here with the same mindset, I wouldn't even have been on that call to have that transparent conversation. I'll still be at my computer talking about I should grow this thing, but I have no plan. Now, you said to me recently, this word plan has been pissing me off about not having a plan for these, but I don't have a plan. I have ability. I have thoughts, but I don't have an execution plan. But she came out with an execution plan about we make these many calls every day. We send these many messages every day. And then you asked the question of like, well, what's the chance? No, but it was a great question. He was like, what's the chances if this don't work out? What if nobody reaches out to us? You asked that question. And she was like, I don't think that will happen. Look at how much we reach out, yada, yada. Like the math doesn't even work that you're going to get at least 1 or 2 or 3 people that will reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? And during that call, she started asking me specific questions on what we was doing with our advisory service and how we priced it out. I didn't even realize that when I rebranded everything,
you were missing stuff.
I still was missing stuff. Feel me? I still was missing stuff. And I'm being transparent today. So for example, if you got a business out there, right? you might do something where you say, I'm going to offer you this service starting at this price. Well, why do you do that? Because you want to leave room for the uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? But that's not why I necessarily did it. I hadn't really thought through the potential of me getting businesses that are like 3 times the size of the ones we have now. I hadn't opened my mindset to realize that I'm good enough to get that. So I still repackaged and priced everything from a perspective of the clients and the business sizes that we currently have. So I was like, oh, now it should be this price starting at this. Mm-hmm. But then she was like, well, what if you got, you was like, what if I got a company that had 10 different offices and like 50 employees or whatever the case may be? That starting at would be a waste, because what I need to charge them is way more than that starting at. I would have to mark it up 500% or more. So I was doing it wrong. And she started talking to us about the price tiering that we need to do. And we need to get ready for where we want to go and stop making decisions based on where we're at. Mm-hmm. We got to stop doing that. We got to believe. We got to have the right mindset. Like you say, our podcast, we already got 1 million followers to this show. You know what I'm saying? We need to put things into this show like that already. It's not about sitting here waiting and going on Instagram one day and seeing, oh, you know what I'm saying? 20,000 people like this video. I'm going viral. Let me ramp it up now. Right. That ain't what it's about. Mm-hmm. What kind of belief is that? You got to really believe in yourself. And where do you want to go? And put the infrastructure in place for that. So now we need to have a price tier, you know what I'm saying, for this service that we're rolling out, and be ready for that huge company that might come to base in accounting and be like, I want your business. So we don't have to react. But I wasn't believing enough in what we had. And I didn't even realize it. I was just like you with that person in the gym, like, well, at least we're way better than what we used to do. Right. At least we got better, you know what I mean, software, technology now. You know what I mean? We got better customer service. We're giving better quality certifications. I'm like, we're doing much better than what we was doing. I'm happy, but that's not what we really want. And if what we really want is not being prepared for, how will we get it? Yeah. And she kind of made me think about that, like, I'm not looking at it the right way. But you also don't have the skill there to look at it the right way, because you don't really know how you should be looking at it. But I don't know if it's that, though. I mean, that might be true. I mean, because the thing is, like, she does this. She does. You know, so it's like her expertise in this. There's strength in talking to people who know more about something than you do. Exactly. And to that point, when you look in the mirror every day, when you're talking every day, go look at a picture of yourself. Go listen to yourself after you recorded yourself. For some reason, it sounds different than when you was doing it that day. When people are listening to you or seeing you, they don't see what you see and they don't receive what you receive. You know what I'm saying? So how do you even know sometimes how good you can be or what you really have if you don't work with other people? People that can look and be like, yo, that's really good what you got. Even if you insecure, your mindset ain't right, blah, blah, blah. I can objectively look at this and be like, hold up, you missing out on some things. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And she showed me, like, and I feel good after that because it's investing season and we invested. But I know that it's okay, thanks to you, to level up by utilizing other people to help you as well. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do it all by yourself, and it's not weakness. And even if they have the same industry as you, you can get advice from them. You know what I'm saying? If you're an accountant, you know what I mean? You know numbers and you're super smart. You don't have to look at your business like, let me go find every other skill set besides accounting to help this be better. Like, no, you might need to talk to another accountant. You might need to talk to another accounting company. You know what I'm saying? You might need to go humble yourself to another business owner just like you that does the exact same thing you do. And be okay to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? But we don't do that. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's at least for me, it's almost like it's a weakness. Like it was something personal or something that I'm not doing or being appreciated for. And that's not the case. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad we had that conversation. I'm so glad we made that decision. The other thing she was talking about was I told her, she was like, oh, I'm going to get all these calls on your calendar. And do you have the time to meet with these people? And do you have the time to pitch your service? And, and I started thinking about it and I was like, well, everybody that I've met for free consultations, remember, I said, that hasn't gone well. I said, so I thought I'm thinking I've learned something. I told her, I said, well, people don't value things if they don't pay for it. So I don't know if I want to do all of these calls, right, for clients that are free, And then she said something real quick and she was like, well, what was your, what was your vetting process? She was like, how did people get on your calendar? What was your vetting process before you even pitched the service? And I thought about it and I was like, well, I didn't have one. I didn't have one. You know what my vetting service was? You're interested in us. Let me talk to you. Mm-hmm. That was enough. Insecurity. You know what I mean? A lot of those calls, every single time I got on the call, I didn't know what I was really walking into because the only thing I knew was that they inquired and they reached out to us. So I was already ready to sell. I was already ready to try to get a client. I don't know nothing from nothing in regards to what they're bringing. She was like, we're going to make sure we set this up that every single person that talks to you, they know that it's a minimum of XYZ dollars to have any service from you. And they're going to know that up front before they even book with you. Because if they're not interested, they won't book with you. But we're going to put it right up front. To have any service provided by him, it's a minimum of this. And it was like a fresh breath of air because I've never thought that. I've been working that's like a complete flip on its head on how we used to do things. I used to get on calls with people, have a full 30-minute conversation, learn about their business, tell them about what we do, yada, yada, think it's going great, and then have the money conversation at the end, and then wait and see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why? Why not be confident to say, this is what I'm worth right up front to even talk to me, to even possibly work with me and vet out the people that ain't in that range of what we want to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to have a call with somebody that's serious, but they have to go through a vetting process. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't know how long this call was with the lady, but just those little couple things, I'm like, wow, okay.
45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, that makes sense, And
but guess what, though?
What's up?
She asked me, like, before I got on the call for her, I went through, and I've worked with her before in the past. Mm-hmm. She added that question to her own calendar. She asked the question, like, what could you afford to invest? Or something she said. Mm-hmm. So I gave a little range because I'm like, well, in my mind, I think it's got to be between this and that.
Nah, it's a little pricey decision to work with for thousands. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited about it.
And she's delivered in the past.
And she's delivered in the past. So, y'all, we're going to have so much stories coming in regards to this because we really believe in it. But it's investing season and we just made an investment, but we ain't sent no money yet.
And we haven't signed a contract.
We ain't signed it, but
I got to run them numbers this weekend.
I'm pretty sure if the numbers can be made, we're going to make a huge investment in our business as we look to scale it, grow it. Because, she asked me some questions. She's like, what you waiting for? And I'm like, well, I actually have exactly what I want to roll out now. Like, I love what we did. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to jump out there and push it and push it and push it. I'm excited about that. Before we go, the other part of investing season.
I think we should do a part 2.
You think so? Mm-hmm. I know. We've been going for a minute.
Yeah. I think. Well, I don't want you to have to rush.
Because the second part is good too. But the second part of investing season. So we can call this episode investing season part 1. Boom. Easy.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And in investing season part 2, we're going to talk about this marathon conversation that we had around our podcast that got us really excited as well. I didn't know I would get so much out of the call. I will plug it a little bit. David Shands, and I don't remember the other guy that was on there.
His name was CJ.
But David Shands and CJ, I decided to give these guys almost 3 hours of my life one night. And I will tell you that there was a lot of great things that I heard. And I'm sure you guys probably already know about these people. If you don't, go ahead and follow them. Like, I always believe in showing love. And it don't matter that they're already successful. Who cares? Like, I believe in the fact that they did something for me and Randy. You know what I'm saying?
It's called the Seven Figure
Podcast.
Masterclass.
Make sure you follow these guys. Show them some love. Go on David Shands. They got the Social Proof Podcast. Make sure you follow that. But these guys tapped in and they really did a good job of really laying out and helping us really think about our show and what it means and why we're doing it. And it was just such a great and fulfilling conversation that I really want us to chop it up in a part 2. Because our podcast is another thing that's part of investing season. You know what I'm saying?
And that masterclass, it really opened my eyes. It really did to what was possible.
Hey, so shout out to you good brothers. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know you guys from Adam, but I appreciate what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was one of those things that opened my eyes, which I look forward to continue to work with these guys. But we can talk all about that night, that conversation we had. We was there writing notes. Felt like I was back in school. But sometimes those are the experiences that let you know something's changing in your life. Humble yourselves.
I'm so proud of you.
I know, that's not me at all.
It's not you at all.
But humble yourselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You might be great, but you could be greater. You might be good, but you could be great. You know what I'm saying? Take everything you know that you're good at, cool. Look at it objectively. You know what I'm saying? And maybe there's somebody out there that can take you to the next level, and you got to be willing to have the right mindset to receive it. But before I jump into it, I appreciate all y'all. Make sure you follow our podcast, Quiet Money Podcast. We on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We on Instagram. You know what I mean? Show us some love on TikTok. We appreciate all y'all showing us love on TikTok. I see a couple people favoring our stuff, reposting our stuff. This is the #1 show for going through the ups and downs of life. We created the community to help you go through life, through everything that you go through, the ups and downs. We go through it. We real on here. But today, and going forward, we're going to keep working on our mindset, and we are glad that you are here with us as we're currently in investing season in our lives. You know what I'm saying? And it's only going to go up from here, and y'all are going to be here for the whole journey to see us come out on the other side. We love y'all. Peace. Make sure you follow Quiet Money Podcast on all streaming platforms that have podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. Leave comments on our videos. Let us know what you're going through, ups and downs. We want to hear from you. We engage with you. And we'll see you next time. Peace.